you, Mr. Rao. I request you to address the gathering.
All members of the managing committee, principal, all teachers, my dear children, parents, and even grandparents have come. So, all of you, my very good morning. And I am very happy to be here today for the prize distribution ceremony. Your principal was telling me before the distribution started that I have to stand for a long time. But I have been a teacher for 15 years, never sat in my classroom. So standing for a long time doesn't matter. I enjoy it rather than sitting in my four-walled room in office without any human connections, only communicating with papers. So it's a nice time for me to be with you today here. I congratulate all the students who have been given this merit award and very exemplary performance from all of them. And it's quite heartening to see that large number of students have got prizes in language, especially in English. I could see around 37, 39 children have got. It's a good sign where language is not divorced from the education system. That school will have the strength actually. Because what is happening nowadays, we are disowning ourselves. We are disowning our culture and our mother tongue and our language. And then where we will end? Everywhere you need communication. You go to even Mars or Saturn or Sun, wherever you go, communication is required. So, detachment from our culture and from our roots is one of the greatest problems that we are facing today. Because the present education system is also not addressing it. Because if you go down to our philosophy, even in Vedanta, everybody, whether it is a student or any human being, it is prescribed that there is 3 types of strength that one should possess. That is Bahubalam, they call it as the physical strength, Buddhibalam, that intellectual strength, and Atma Balam, what you call as your spiritual strength, moral strength. If all these 3 are possessed by a person, he is considered to be a fullest individual. What I mean here, the education system should address all these 3 areas. But it addresses an overdose of Buddhibalam, what you call as intellectual strength. That is too much of formal education. If you are Bahubalam, the physical strength, and Atma Balam, the spiritual strength is not there, your Buddhi Balam becomes dangerous one. You understand? I am quite happy that children are given prizes for their exemplary character. You can't define what is character, of course, but character is strength. And Gandhiji was asked, what is your philosophy of education? He says, by education I mean the development of the character of children. Character is life actually. What the country is facing, what the world is facing today. If you see one of his wonderful writings in Present Crisis of Faith, Dr. Radhakrishnan writes it, I quote it as it is. The greatest marriage that the world is facing today is our uprootedness. We are detached from our cultural roots which gives us poise and balance. The great advent of science and technology has liberated us from servitude, but we suffer from a neurosis of internal disintegration, cultural disintegration. If we have to survive today as a civilized society, we need moral and spiritual rejuvenation. He is not talking that we need more Pizza Huts, more KFCs. He talks about this. See, a stone throw away from your school. In your neighborhood, there was a person, Mahakavi, Subramanya Bharati. We may think what was his bank account, how much fixed deposit he had, how many houses he constructed. We never think of it. You see, in Shveta Upanishad there is a quoting. Yada charmavat akasham vestasyanti manavaha tata devam avijnaya dukkasyanti pranishati. Humanity will roll up in space like a piece of leather, but yet there will be disturbances and sorrow because of not understanding our divinity from within. When we don't understand ourselves, we keep a benchmark of materialism. We keep a benchmark of things which are ephemeral, passing, not permanent in life. Then we will be like a piece of leather roaming around. I am not addressing this to the children because they are too young and little to understand. But education starts from home. It starts from the parents, primarily the grandparents. I am quite happy to see the grandparents here. Because Khushwant Singh has a wonderful writing called The Portrait of a Grandmother. It was earlier prescribed in our 11th standard English textbook, but good pieces are not required so that you have some dull pieces nowadays. So he says that my grandmother is the most beautiful person in the world. And if you see the pen picture of the grandmother that he gives, he says wrinkles running from nowhere to nowhere. That is, her entire face is filled with wrinkles. Not like your Hindi or cinema heroines. But he says she is the most beautiful person in the world. So what is it? Why he calls her a beautiful person? Because of the love and affection the grandmother shares with him. That is education, what Plato said. We quote Plato and Aristotle and all kinds of Dewey and all kinds of fellows, but forget the philosophy behind their preachings. Plato says love is the greatest psychotherapy. There is no psychotherapy other than love. I am really disheartened to see nowadays children being dragged like sacrificial goats to the so-called counselors, the quacks. When I go for a morning walk in Annanagar, I see a board, a doctor, mind and soul clinic. Till today, I did not understand what that mind and soul clinic mean, because Lord Krishna or your Bhagavatam or Shankaracharya in his Bhajagovindam, he could not identify where is the soul and where is the mind. But with some degrees, people are able to find out nowadays. That is the tragedy of the things now. And believing them, we take the children to clean their mind and soul, which is not existing. Have you ever seen mind? Have you ever seen soul? Then what are they going to treat? Please don't take children to them. Teach children character and values in life. That is what is required. We are taking them because he is not getting mark in English or Hindi or social science and thinking that the doctor's prescription or injection will make him to get marks. But he will be distorted character if you expose children to such type of negative influences in life. I was talking to you about Subramania Bharati. We remember him even today. The great millionaires and billionaires and trillionaires are forgotten. He died very poor. You know that he died very poor, but we remember his teachings. In one of his writings, he calls Parashantik Vinnappam. There is a poem, beautiful poem. Ninnai silavaranggal kettu அதை நேரே இன்று எனக்கு தருவாய் என் முன்னை தீய வினை பயன் மூடாத அருளிடல் வேண்டும் என்னை புதிய உயிராக்கி தசை நாரை கொண்டு பிறந்தாலும் கட்டு மாறா உடலுள்ளி தந்து சுடர் வேளை வெல்லும் முறை கூடி தவமேன்மை கொடுத்தருளல் வேண்டும். அதாவது அறிவாளை கொண்டு பிறந்தாலும் கட்டுமாறா உடலுறுதி தந்து. He is not asking that I want visa to go to US. He is not asking I want this, I want rasagullas. He says the boon that cleans me and makes me a stronger person to withstand the onslaughts of negative influences that comes to us in the society. That stands with you. That is character is strength actually. Bertrand Russell in one of his writings about civilization, he writes, given knowledge and competence combined with folly, there can be no certainty of survival. Knowledge is power, but it is power for the evil as much as for the good. What I said earlier, the Buddhibalam overdose and too much of Buddhibalam